Just a brief introduction to myself. I teach classes like foreign policy analysis and contemporary issues in foreign affairs, more on the political science realm in terms of what CAU has to offer. And I think a lot of good things have been kind of stated on this meeting thus far in terms of the balanced approach that we have to the curriculum. So there's really nothing for me to add there. I think if there's anything that I can kind of add to this meeting in terms of trying to inform students what we're all about, is that I think it'll probably have to come from my personal experiences. And I think I think I've been at this institution for about 3+ years now. I think one of the things that I've learned, certainly in terms of my classes, and I think this is also true for the other professors and lecturers here at CAU, is that I don't think we tend to appreciate that the style in which CAU does things is that it's not so much about just a monologue in terms of it's not just, and I think Professor Cho kind of related to this when he was talking about, it's not just about memorizing facts per se. It's also about us learning from you. And it's unique in the sense that we can actually do that because the student body that we get every year is so international. We get students from all over, from, various parts of Latin America, East Asia, certainly Southeast Asia, even the European experience. The fact that we have such I'm going to use the word, a broad menu of ideas from various regions of the world. It allows us to have some unique experiences, particularly during the class time, and particularly when it comes to, I'm sure in my class and other classes as well, because we also learn from the students. It's as if like we're kind of having an intelligence analyst or an intelligence kind of gathering live at that moment, because I'm actually getting to hear what's actually going on in each student's kind of country. And I think I would like to say, if you do decide to come to CAU, Zhuang University, I think one advice I like to give to students is that, please don't be afraid to be a little bit controversial, if I could put it that way, because I think the best ideas and the most unique ideas and the best insights usually come from moments of controversy. I'll give you a classic example. In the case of my field, because we study political science, I have students from the East Asia region, such as China and other places, and countries that come from the European experience. And there are differences in views of how they look at the world. And I'm using very general terms, but the best moments that I've had at CAU is when you could have students from different parts of the world talk about how they view politics in a particular way. And each student, and I would say each region, has its own flavor of looking at the world to a particular light. And I think if you do come to our institution, don't be afraid to do that. I would like to encourage students not to be afraid to do that. And I think the best experiences usually happen when students are learning from other students, and not just from me, but having this kind of back and forth dialogue of different views, different lenses of looking at the world, different issues, different blind spots from people. Having these kinds of discussions, in my view, is probably the best experience that I think CAU can offer you. So there's really nothing for me to say on the administrative side. I think Professor Chun has done a fantastic job along with Professor Cho, but I can kind of say from my personal experience, it's been a fantastic roller coaster ride during these past 3 years, because you have students from all of these different places that provide certain ingredients to the meal that we're trying to prepare when it comes to certain things, when it comes to a project, when it comes to a social issue or a global issue of some kind. And I think that is the strength that the university offers. And it's only better enforced, and it only gets better if we have students who are not afraid to express their views, to maybe even be a little bit controversial at times. And I think CAU provides an atmosphere where you can do that in a safe way, in a comfortable way, in a civil way. And I think that's part of the unique culture that we have at the school. So I think that's kind of the best spiel that I can give from my side. I'm sure the subsequent lecturers and professors can do a much better job when it comes to introducing themselves and what the program has to offer. But that's just my little piece in this meeting today. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much. And now I will be quiet and let the actual better academics speak for the rest of the time being. Thank you.